Mike Tyson is one of the most famous boxers in the world. He was strong, fast, and powerful. Many people know him as Iron Mike. He was the youngest man to win the world heavyweight boxing title. His story is not just about boxing. It is also about hope, change, and strength. Mike Tyson was born in Brooklyn, New York, in 1966. His family was very poor. Life was hard. He did not have his father with him. His mother tried her best, but it was not easy. Mike was often in trouble when he was young. He got into fights and had problems at school. People thought he would not have a good future. But something changed in Mike's life. A man named Cuz D'Amato saw him. Cuz was a boxing coach. He saw talent in Mike. Cuz gave Mike a home and a chance. He taught Mike how to box. He also taught him about life. Cuz told Mike he could be a champion. Mike believed him. He worked very hard every day. Mike became a strong and skilled boxer. He trained with great focus. He did not give up. When he was only 20 years old, Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. This was history. People all over the world watched his fights. Many were won in just a few minutes. His power was amazing. Mike's life was not easy. He made mistakes. He had problems outside the boxing ring. He went to jail. He lost money. He lost fights. But he never stopped. He always tried to come back. That is what makes his story special. He showed that even when life is hard, you can keep going. Later in life, Mike changed again. He started to speak honestly about his past. He became an actor, writer, and speaker. He talked about his mistakes and what he learned. People saw a new side of Mike Tyson. He was not just a fighter in the ring. He was also a fighter in life. Mike Tyson's story is inspiring. He teaches us that life can be tough. But we can still rise. We can learn, grow, and try again. Even if we fall, we can stand up. Mike Tyson's life shows us the power of second chances. This video will tell you more about Mike's journey. It will talk about his childhood, his boxing, his troubles, and his success. You will learn how he became strong, not just in his body, but also in his heart and mind. His story can give you hope. It can help you believe in your own dreams. Just like Mike, you too can fight for a better life. Chapter 1: The Streets of Brooklyn. Mike Tyson was born in Brooklyn, New York, in 1966. Brooklyn is a big and busy place. Many people live there. But life was not easy in the part of Brooklyn where Mike grew up. His family was poor. There was not much money, and the streets were often dangerous. Mike lived with his mother and brother and sister. His father was not there. His mother worked hard, but it was still difficult. They had to move many times. Each time they moved, the places got worse. Mike saw many bad things on the streets. There were fights, crime, and fear. As a small boy, Mike was shy. He did not speak much. Other kids often laughed at him. They took his things. They bullied him. Mike felt angry and sad. He did not know how to stop the pain. Soon, he began to fight back. He started fighting on the streets. At first, it was to protect himself. But later, he fought all the time. By the time Mike was 10 years old, he had already been in many fights. He was also in trouble with the police. He was caught stealing. He started going to juvenile centers, places where kids go when they break the law. Mike was only a child, but his life was already very hard. Even in trouble, Mike was different. He was strong. He had fast hands. He could fight better than boys much older than him. Some people started to notice him. They saw that he had something special. Mike did not know it yet, but boxing would soon change his life. In the streets of Brooklyn, Mike learned to be tough. He had to. There was no other way. He saw people lose hope. He saw people give up. But deep inside, Mike had a small dream. He wanted to be more. He wanted to escape the pain and fear. He did not want to be a criminal. He wanted a better life. One day, someone saw Mike fight. That person took him to a trainer. From that day, Mike's life started to change. But before that, the streets of Brooklyn had taught him how to survive. They made him strong, but also angry. He had many scars, not just on his body, but on his heart too. This chapter shows the early life of Mike Tyson. It shows where he came from. It helps us understand why he fought so hard, first to protect himself, and later to become a champion. The streets of Brooklyn were his first teacher. They were hard, cold, and dangerous. But they also made Mike the fighter he would one day become. Chapter 2. Finding Cus D'Amato. Mike Tyson's life started to change when he met a man named Cus D'Amato. Cus was an old boxing trainer. He had trained many great fighters. Cus believed in boxing, but he also believed in discipline, love, and respect. When Cus met Mike, he saw something special in him. Mike was sent to a school for troubled boys. It was called Tryon School. Mike was always fighting there. He was strong, but he was also lost. He had no direction. One of the staff members saw Mike's power and speed. He thought Mike should learn boxing. So he introduced Mike to a trainer who knew Cus D'Amato. When Cus first saw Mike, he watched him box. Mike was only 13 years old. He was big for his age. He was strong, but his skills were not good yet. Cus said, "This boy can be a champion." Mike had never heard those words before. No one had said that he could be great. But Cus believed it. Cus brought Mike to live in his house in Catskill, New York. It was quiet there. It was very different from Brooklyn. Cus gave Mike food, clothes, and a bed. But more than that, Cus gave Mike love and care. He became like a father to Mike. Every day, Cus trained Mike. He taught him how to stand, how to move, and how to punch. He also taught him how to think. Cus said, "The fight is won before you enter the ring." This means that training, mind, and heart are more important than just strength. Mike listened to Cus. He trusted him. Cus told him, "You are going to be the youngest heavyweight champion in the world." Mike did not believe it at first, but Cus kept saying it. Slowly, Mike started to believe in himself too. Cus also taught Mike about fear and how to control it. He told Mike that fear is normal. Everyone feels fear. But great boxers use fear to become better. Cus said, "Heroes and cowards feel the same fear, but heroes use it." With Cus, Mike became more than just a street fighter. He became a real boxer. He trained hard every day. He woke up early, ran, trained, and watched old boxing films. He learned the history of boxing. He respected the sport. Cus helped Mike become strong not just in his body, but also in his mind. Finding Cus D'Amato was one of the most important things in Mike Tyson's life. Cus saved him. He gave him a home, a purpose, and a dream. Mike loved Cus like a father. Cus believed in Mike when no one else did. Because of Cus, Mike had a chance to become great. This chapter is not just about boxing. It is about love, hope, and the power of belief. Chapter 3. Becoming the youngest heavyweight champion. Mike Tyson trained hard every day. He listened to Cus D'Amato and followed his words. He ran in the morning. He practiced boxing in the gym. He watched old boxing videos. He learned from the best. He wanted to be the best. Mike was strong, fast, and smart in the ring. He was ready to show the world what he could do. Mike started fighting as a professional boxer when he was only 18 years old. He won many fights, one after another. Most of his fights ended very quickly. He would knock out his opponent in the first or second round. People were surprised. They said, "Who is this young fighter?" Soon, the world knew his name, Mike Tyson. In 1986, Mike Tyson got his big chance. He was only 20 years old. He had a fight for the world heavyweight title. This was the biggest title in boxing. No one so young had ever won it before. The fight was against a strong boxer named Trevor Berbick. Many people thought it would be a hard fight. But Mike was ready. On the night of the fight, the stadium was full. People were excited. The bell rang. The fight started. Mike moved fast. He punched hard. Trevor Berbick tried to fight back, but Mike was too strong. In the second round, Mike knocked him down. Berbick tried to get up, but he could not. The referee stopped the fight. Mike Tyson had done it. He won the fight. He became the new world heavyweight champion. He was only 20 years old. He was the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history. The crowd cheered. People around the world watched it on TV. Mike Tyson was now a star. This moment changed Mike's life. He was no longer just a boy from Brooklyn. He was a world champion. He had reached the top. But he did not stop. He kept training. He wanted to win more belts and prove he was the best in the world. Mike said, "I was not afraid. I was focused. I knew this was my time." His hard work had paid off. His coach Cus D'Amato had told him this day would come. Cus had died before the fight, but Mike said he felt Cus with him in the ring. Mike Tyson's win was not just about boxing. It was about believing in yourself. It was about never giving up, even when life is hard. From the streets of Brooklyn to the top of the boxing world, Mike's story gave hope to many people. This chapter shows that dreams can come true. With hard work, belief, and the right people by your side, anything is possible. Mike Tyson's victory made history. He became a legend, and his journey had only just begun. Chapter 4: The Rise of Iron Mike. After becoming the youngest heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson became a star. People all over the world knew his name. They called him Iron Mike. He was fast, strong, and powerful. In the ring, he looked like a machine. He did not smile. He did not talk much. He came to fight, and he always fought hard. Mike did not stop after winning his first world title. He wanted more. He wanted to be the best in the world. So he trained every day. He ran, he boxed, he worked hard. He was focused. He wanted to win all the belts. And soon, he did. In 1987 and 1988, Mike Tyson fought many big names. He won every fight. He beat strong boxers like James Smith, Tony Tucker, Larry Holmes, and Michael Spinks. Some of these fights ended in just a few minutes. Mike's punches were so fast and so strong that other fighters could not stand up to him. When Mike walked into the ring, the crowd got loud. Everyone wanted to see him fight. He wore black shorts, black shoes, and no robe. He looked serious. He looked ready. People said, "When Iron Mike fights, it is like watching a storm." Mike Tyson became the undisputed heavyweight champion. This means he held all the big boxing titles at the same time. He was number one. No one could beat him. He was young, rich, and famous. He was on TV, in newspapers, and on magazine covers. But even with all this success, life was not always easy. Mike missed his coach, Cus D'Amato, who had passed away. Cus had always guided him. Now, Mike had to make choices on his own. He started to spend more money. He went to parties. He made new friends, some good, some bad. Still, in the ring, Mike was unbeatable. His fights brought in millions of dollars. Fans came from all over the world to watch him. People loved his power. They loved his speed. They loved the way he won again and again. Mike Tyson was not just a boxer. He was a hero to many people. Reporters asked him, "Why do you fight like this?" Mike answered, "I fight to win. I fight to be the best." He was always honest. He did not pretend. What you saw was real. That is why people respected him. This time in Mike Tyson's life was his peak. He was at the top of the boxing world. From a poor boy in Brooklyn to the king of boxing, Mike's rise was fast and powerful. He had become a legend. The rise of Iron Mike is a story of hard work, strength, and focus. It shows how belief and discipline can take someone from nothing to everything. But with fame and power, life can also become more difficult. In the next chapters, Mike would face new challenges outside the ring. Chapter 5: The Fall, Prison and Personal Struggles. Mike Tyson was a champion. He had money, fame, and power. But his life started to change. Things began to go wrong. He was still strong in the boxing ring, but outside the ring, he had many problems. This part of Mike's life was difficult. It was the fall of Iron Mike. Mike started to lose focus. He stopped training like before. He went to parties. He spent a lot of money. He bought cars, houses, and clothes. He trusted the wrong people. Some of his friends did not care about him. They only wanted his money and fame. Mike felt alone. In 1990, Mike Tyson lost a fight to Buster Douglas. It was a big shock. No one believed Iron Mike could lose. But that night, he was not ready. He did not train well. Douglas knocked him out. Mike lost his title. The world was surprised. It was his first big fall. After that, things got worse. In 1992, Mike was accused of a serious crime. A young woman said Mike hurt her. Mike said he was innocent. But the court found him guilty. He was sent to prison for 3 years. He was only 25 years old. Prison was a dark time for Mike. He was angry, sad, and confused. He missed boxing. He missed his freedom. But in prison, he also had time to think. He read books. He learned about religion. He started to understand himself better. He saw his mistakes. When Mike left prison in 1995, he wanted to fight again. He still had power. He still had fans. But he was not the same. His heart was not in the same place. Life outside prison was hard. People still judged him. Some fans stayed, but others left. Mike tried to come back to the top. He won a few fights. But he also lost. In 1997, he had a famous fight with Evander Holyfield. During the fight, Mike bit Holyfield's ear. The referee stopped the match. People were shocked and angry. Mike lost his boxing license for a short time. It was another fall. Mike's personal life was also full of problems. He got married and divorced. He had problems with money. He felt lost again. He said, "I was rich, but I was not happy." Mike was fighting a new battle now, not in the ring, but inside himself. This chapter of Mike Tyson's life is about struggle. He made mistakes. He hurt people, and he hurt himself. But he also learned. He saw that fame and money are not enough. He started to look for peace, not just power. The fall of Mike Tyson teaches us that even the strongest can break. But it also shows that change is possible. Life is not always a straight road. There are ups and downs. And sometimes, we must fall before we rise again. Chapter 6: The Comeback Trail. After prison and many personal problems, people thought Mike Tyson was finished. They said he could not be great again. But Mike did not give up. He wanted to fight again. He wanted to show the world that he was still strong. This was the beginning of his comeback trail. In 1995, Mike Tyson returned to boxing. The world was watching. Would Iron Mike be the same? Could he win again? Mike trained hard. He got back into shape. He was older, but he was still fast and powerful. His first comeback fight was against a boxer named Peter McNeely. The fight was short. Mike won in less than 2 minutes. The crowd cheered. People were excited. Iron Mike was back. He won 2 more fights quickly. He looked strong again. In 1996, Mike Tyson won the WBC heavyweight title. He was a champion once more. Many people were surprised. They had lost hope, but Mike showed them that anything is possible. He had fallen, but he stood up again. Later that year, he fought Evander Holyfield. It was a big fight. People were excited to see who would win. But Mike lost. Holyfield was ready. He fought well and beat Mike in the 11th round. Mike was upset, but he still wanted another chance. In 1997, Mike and Holyfield had a second fight. But this fight ended badly. Mike bit Holyfield's ear. The referee stopped the match. It was a very sad moment in Mike's career. He was banned from boxing for a short time. Many fans were angry. Mike later said he was sorry. He said, "I was angry and lost control." Even after that, Mike kept fighting. He wanted to fix his mistakes. He trained again and fought more matches. Some he won, and some he lost. But the world could see that Mike was still trying. He wanted to be better. He wanted to be more than just a fighter. Mike's comeback was not only in boxing. He also started to change as a person. He talked more about his past. He said sorry for his mistakes. He wanted to help young people. He spoke about staying away from crime, drugs, and bad friends. Later, Mike even acted in movies. He was in funny films like The Hangover. People saw a new side of him. He smiled, he laughed, and he talked about life. Many people started to like him again. Not just as a boxer but as a person. The comeback trail of Mike Tyson shows that it is never too late to try again. Life can be hard. We can make mistakes. But we can also change. We can learn and grow. Mike Tyson's story teaches us to never give up, even when things go wrong. This chapter is about hope. Mike Tyson showed the world that falling down does not mean the end. What matters most is standing up again. Chapter 7. The Bite Fight, Tyson vs. Holyfield. One of the most famous fights in boxing history is called the Bite Fight. It happened in 1997. The fight was between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. This was not their first fight. In 1996, Holyfield had already beaten Tyson. Mike wanted a second chance. He wanted to win his title back. But the second fight became even more famous, for a shocking reason. The fight took place on June 28, 1997, in Las Vegas. The stadium was full. Millions of people watched on TV. Everyone wanted to see if Mike Tyson could win this time. He had trained hard. He was strong and focused. He said, "I'm ready to fight. I want my revenge." The bell rang. The fight started. From the beginning, it was rough. Holyfield used his head many times while boxing. Mike did not like it. He told the referee, but the fight continued. Mike was angry. He was losing control. Then, in the third round, something shocking happened. Mike got close to Holyfield and suddenly bit his ear. Holyfield jumped back in pain. The referee stopped the fight for a moment. Holyfield's ear was bleeding. People could not believe what they saw. The referee warned Mike. The fight started again. But then, Mike bit Holyfield's other ear. This time, the referee had enough. He stopped the fight. Mike Tyson was disqualified. Holyfield won the match. The fans were shocked. Some were angry. Some were confused. The fight became known as the Bite Fight. After the match, Mike said he was angry because Holyfield kept headbutting him. He felt the referee did nothing. But most people said biting was wrong. Mike lost his boxing license for a short time. He had to pay a big fine. It was one of the darkest moments in his career. The world media talked about the bite for weeks. It was on TV, in newspapers, and in magazines. People asked, why did he do that? Many fans were sad. Some stopped supporting Mike. But others said he needed help and support, not just punishment. Later, Mike Tyson said sorry. He told the world, "I lost my mind. I was wrong. I'm sorry." Years later, He and Holyfield even became friends. They talked and laughed about the past. It showed that people can forgive and move forward. The bite fight is an important part of Mike Tyson's story. It shows what can happen when emotions take over. It also shows that even the strongest fighters are human. They make mistakes. But they can also say sorry and try to become better. This chapter teaches us about control, respect, and forgiveness. Mike Tyson's bite was a mistake, but he learned from it. He grew as a person. Even the worst moment can become a lesson. And sometimes, those lessons are the ones we never forget. Chapter 8. Battles Outside the Ring. Mike Tyson was a strong fighter in the boxing ring, but his biggest battles were not always with other boxers. Many of his hardest fights happened outside the ring. These battles were with his own mind, his past, and his personal life. After becoming famous, Mike had money, power, and attention. But he also had problems. He found it hard to trust people. Many people around him only wanted his money. Some gave him bad advice. Others took advantage of him. Mike was still young, and he didn't know how to say no. He spent a lot of money very fast. Mike bought big houses, many cars, jewelry, and even pets like tigers. He gave money to people who said they were friends. Soon, he lost millions of dollars. In 2003, he had to say he was bankrupt. That means he had no more money to pay his debts. This was a big fall for someone who once had over $300 million. Mike also had battles with his emotions. He felt angry, sad, and confused. He had lost people he loved, like his trainer Cuz D'Amato. He had made mistakes in his life. These things hurt him. Mike said, "I was famous, but I was not happy." He tried to find peace, but it was not easy. Drugs and alcohol became part of his life. He used them to escape from pain. But they only made things worse. He sometimes got into fights or trouble with the police. His health also got bad. Mike knew he needed help. He said, "I was fighting with myself." Another big battle was his image. People saw Mike as a strong boxer, but many did not see the real person inside. Some people were scared of him. Others judged him for his past. Mike wanted to change that. He wanted people to know his full story, not just the bad parts. Later, Mike began to speak more about his struggles. He gave interviews and talked to young people. He said, "I made mistakes, but I'm trying to be better." He wanted others to learn from his life. He also started acting, writing, and doing stage shows. He used his voice to help others understand his journey. Mike's biggest battle was learning to forgive himself. He had to accept his past and move forward. He said, "I can't change yesterday, but I can try to be better today." That message helped many people. The battles outside the ring were harder than boxing matches. In the ring, Mike fought for titles. Outside the ring, he fought for peace, love, and a second chance. His story shows that everyone has problems, even champions. This chapter teaches us that true strength is not just in muscles. True strength is in the heart and mind. Mike Tyson showed that even when life is hard, we can keep fighting to become better. Chapter 9. Redemption and Reinvention. After many hard years, Mike Tyson began to change. He wanted a new life. He wanted to be a better man. This part of his story is about redemption and reinvention. Redemption means asking for forgiveness and doing good again. Reinvention means starting a new life. Mike knew he had made many mistakes. He had lost money, hurt people, and done wrong things. But he also knew he could not go back. So, he decided to move forward. He wanted to fix his life and help others. He began to work on himself. First, Mike stopped using drugs and alcohol. It was not easy, but he got help. He said, "I was tired of hurting myself and others." He started eating healthy, exercising, and spending time with his family. He learned to be calm and kind. He started smiling more. People saw a new side of him. Mike also started talking about his life. He wrote a book called Undisputed Truth. In the book, he told everything: his childhood, his success, his mistakes, and his pain. People were surprised. They saw that Mike was not just a fighter. He was also a man with feelings, fears, and hope. Then, Mike did something very new. He went on stage and told his life story in a show. It was funny, sad, and powerful. The show was called Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth. Many people came to watch. They laughed, cried, and clapped. Mike said, "This is the real me. No lies, no mask." He also acted in movies. One of his famous roles was in the comedy film The Hangover. People loved it. They saw a different Mike, funny, friendly, and full of life. He was no longer just the boxer who scared people. He was now someone they could relate to. Mike also began to help others. He spoke to young people about staying away from drugs and crime. He told them, "You can fall, but you can get back up." His story gave people hope. He showed that change is possible at any age. Later, Mike even returned to boxing, but not to become champion again. He fought in an exhibition match in 2020, just to show he was still strong. He looked healthy and happy. Fans all over the world cheered for him. They were proud of his comeback, not just in boxing, but in life. Redemption and reinvention made Mike Tyson a new person. He was no longer just Iron Mike. He was a father, a speaker, a writer, and an actor. He said, "I'm not perfect, but I'm better." This chapter is about hope. It shows that we can all change. We can learn, grow, and become better. Mike Tyson's story teaches us that no matter how dark the past is, the future can still shine. Chapter 10: Legacy, Lessons, and the Road Ahead. Mike Tyson's life is full of highs and lows. He was the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. He also made big mistakes and faced many hard times. But in the end, he found peace and became a better person. Now, people look at Mike Tyson not just as a fighter, but also as a teacher of life. His legacy, lessons, and the road ahead are very powerful. Mike Tyson's legacy is not only about boxing. Yes, he was one of the best fighters in the world. He won many titles. He had amazing power and speed. People still watch his old fights. Young boxers try to learn from him. But his legacy is more than just his records. It is about his journey, his fall, his rise, and his change. One of the biggest lessons from Mike Tyson's life is about never giving up. He came from a poor and dangerous place. He had no father, no easy life. But he worked hard. He believed in his dream. He trained every day. And he became a champion. This shows that anyone can succeed with hard work and belief. Another lesson is about facing your mistakes. Mike made many wrong choices. He went to prison. He lost money. He hurt people. But he said sorry. He told the truth. He accepted his past and worked to become better. He showed that it is okay to fall, as long as you get back up. Mike also teaches us about change. He changed his body, his mind, and his heart. He stopped using drugs and alcohol. He became a loving father and husband. He started helping young people. He spoke in schools, wrote books, and even made people laugh in movies. This shows that people can always grow. It is never too late to start again. Now, Mike Tyson is still active. He has a podcast where he talks to many people, fighters, actors, and even spiritual leaders. He shares his ideas and listens to others. People enjoy hearing his thoughts. He speaks from the heart. Mike is also interested in health and wellness. He talks about good food, exercise, and mental peace. He is not trying to be the strongest man anymore. Now, he wants to be the happiest man. He says, "I just want peace." That's real power. The road ahead for Mike Tyson is full of hope. He wants to teach, to share, and to help others. He is not fighting in the ring anymore. He is fighting for a better world. His story will inspire many people for years to come. This final chapter shows us the true strength of Mike Tyson. Not just in his fists, but in his heart. His legacy is not just about how he fought, but how he changed. And the lesson is clear: with courage, honesty, and effort, we can all create a better future. Vocabularies. 1. Champion. A champion is someone who wins an important competition or sport. In boxing, a champion is the best fighter, the one who holds the title after winning the match. 2. Trainer. A trainer is a person who helps an athlete prepare. For Mike Tyson, his trainer taught him how to fight, stay strong, and follow rules. A trainer is like a coach and a guide. 3. Knockout. A knockout happens when one boxer hits another so hard that the fight ends right away. The other boxer cannot stand up, so the match is over. Mike Tyson was famous for quick knockouts. 4. Focus. Focus means giving full attention to something. When someone focuses, they don't get distracted. Mike Tyson had to focus during his training and in every fight to win. 5. Mistake. A mistake is something wrong that a person does. It can be a bad decision or an action they regret. Tyson made many mistakes in his life, but he also learned from them. 6. Prison. Prison is a place where people go if they break the law. It is a punishment. Mike Tyson spent time in prison, which was one of the hardest parts of his life. 7. Discipline. Discipline means staying in control and following rules. A person with discipline works hard and doesn't give up. Mike's early success came from strong discipline in training. 8. Redemption. Redemption is when a person tries to become better after doing something wrong. It means they are sorry and want to change. Mike Tyson's later life shows his journey of redemption. 9. Reputation. Reputation is what people think about a person because of their past actions. Tyson's reputation changed over time, from being a feared boxer to being a respected man who changed. 10. Forgiveness. Forgiveness means accepting someone's apology and choosing not to stay angry. Mike had to ask for forgiveness from people he hurt, and he also had to forgive himself. Quiz questions. 1. Where was Mike Tyson born and raised during his early life? 2. Who was the boxing trainer that changed Mike Tyson's life? 3. At what age did Mike Tyson become the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history? 4. What nickname did people give Mike Tyson during his rise in boxing? 5. Who defeated Mike Tyson in 1990, leading to his first major loss? 6. What crime was Mike Tyson sent to prison for in 1992? 7. What shocking action did Mike Tyson take during his second fight with Evander Holyfield? 8. Why did Mike Tyson declare bankruptcy in 2003? 9. What is the name of the stage show where Mike Tyson told the story of his life? 10. What does Mike Tyson say is the most important thing he wants now in his life? Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed learning with us. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow and bring you more inspiring stories and easy English learning content. Do you have a topic you'd like us to cover in our next video? Maybe a famous person, an invention, or a country. Let us know in the comments or messages. We'd love to hear your ideas. You can find answers in the description. Thanks again, and keep learning with us. See you in the next video.